Hello everyone and welcome back to the Osumania 7K World Cup 2025 recap. In this finals edition, there is a lot to talk about with the last remaining 4 matches that happened last weekend. But before we start the highlights, may we provide you a small explanation with the recently added map pick, Extreme or EX picks.
The finals pool introduced a new category in the MWC 7K map pool called EX or Extreme Picks. These charts are designed to be harder than their regular counterparts, but not as hard as a tiebreaker itself, which is usually one round harder relative to the entire pool. There are 3 charts, one for each major category. EX1 serves as a mixed rice map, EX2 as a mixed LN map, and EX3 is considered to be the replacement to Hybrid 3, the mini tiebreaker.
The opening match of the finals weekend featured a country familiar to the top 6 Japan and the last non-Asian team remaining, Peru. Japan's Protect Rice 3 brought them a comfortable win. Peru responded with their own Protect Hybrid 2 but were powerless against a 0.4% average accuracy deficit. On Rice 6, HD Suisei predicted Botanic to score 996k, and while they were off by 10k, they were right in the spirit as Botanic dominated the lobby and just missed out on the FC in the end. Japan won LN2 with relative ease and up to 4-0 picked Rice 4, where Botanic was a full percentage point of accuracy above everyone else. With their backs against the wall, Peru picked LN4, which saw everyone get off to a shaky start, and a ray of hope shone through as Love emerged from the first quarter with the best accuracy. Japan quickly stabilized, however, and left their opponents in the dust. At match point, the team from Asia opted for the first EX pick of MWC with EX1. Botanic was the only one to hold any meaningful combo throughout the first quarter of the map, but Rain Lily misreading half-away pattern almost evened the score out. From that moment on, things got worse for Peru. Botanic didn't get to keep an FC, but they dominated with accuracy of 99.2 among the mid-98s as the Japanese players found themselves 7 map wins away from grand finals, and the next match on the schedule would decide their opponent.
If the Philippines versus Indonesia match was to be put on an alignment chart, it would surely fall in the chaotic column with weird map picks and banter all around. Team Philippines secured an early breakpoint on LN3 due to better combo consistency and responded with EX1 resulting in absolute hell breaking loose in the lobby chat. Odlisan's 974,000 score with just a single miss was more than enough to secure the point for their team. LN2 was hands down the closest chart of the match with the score gap hovering around the 5,000 mark throughout most of the map until Sunny missed in a very unfortunate place to even things out. A late miss from Rafco sealed Indonesia's fate as they lost the map by just 9,000. EX2 brought misses for the entire lobby, and despite the Indonesians leading throughout the first quarter, it was Odlisan's 99.2% accuracy and best combo consistency that prevailed in the end. The Philippines kicked into high gear on LN4 and LN1 with amazing team scores of around 1.954 million and 1.957 million, securing the match point. Out of LN picks and staring down a 0-6 deficit, Indonesia went for Rice 5, where yet again Odlisan had the high ground both by a full percentage point of accuracy and the lone full combo among the frequent misses. With that, the Philippines had a day to prepare for their clash against Japan, while Indonesia went out with a commendable top 6 performance, their best since 2017.
As Sunday rolled around, there was no doubt in anyone's mind that Philippines-Japan would be a close match. The question remained, how close? And honestly speaking, we don't even think that the next few minutes of this recap can give this match enough justice. Japan opened with Rice 2, but one chain miss from Botanic and Rain Lily's accuracy struggles compared to OG-san's 989 KFC, and Sunny's few clean misses resulted in a breakpoint on the very first map. LN3 was dead even until both Japanese players missed on the exact same note about 1800 combo in and found themselves down by 8k throughout the first half of the map. Sunny 666 responded with 2 misses of their own, and things went back to even with a third of the map left to go. Team Japan held to their combo and matched their opponents in the accuracy department as if waiting for Sunny 666's next mistake. Their prayers were answered with 3 more misses, and with 1/8 of the map left, a 3k advantage for Japan had materialized. As the precious lead started to shrink, Suzuha L dropped their combo with barely any map left to go. All hope was not yet lost for the Land of the Rising Sun as they were down by only 1k, but Suzuha L's next miss sealed the deal. Players from the Philippines could breathe a sigh of relief after avoiding disaster with only 5k to spare despite OG-san's 984k FC. Japan immediately followed up with Rice 6, which was uneventful when it comes to score flips. What everyone brought to their knees instead was Botanic's 988k with over 8:1 ratio with a single miss that was as clean as it can be. On LN1, it was Sunny 666's turn to carry as they were the only one left standing after the first quarter and led in accuracy throughout the map with just 2 shaky moments near the end. Down by 2 points, Japan finally picked their much expected Protect Price 3, and the map went pretty much as expected, with Suzuha L's FC and Rain Lily's highest accuracy in a score that best described by just reading out the note count. 17:1 ratio, 0 notes below 300 and 2 misses. Philippines responded with their own Protect LN4, where Sunny 666 towered over the competition due to their eldritch knowledge on how to get clean misses on LN coordination charts. On Rice 4, it was only Arquin Olivirus keeping their combo into the middle third of the map, just not enough accuracy to give their team the advantage. Both Japanese players found an untimely miss at the very beginning of the break section, and the 12k lead that they have built up so far evaporated in the blink of an eye. The final stretch saw the score lead flip multiple times, but ultimately it was Japan's better accuracy they held throughout the map that made Arquin Olivirus' final misses account for 11,000 point difference when the dust settled. LN2 had everyone hold their breath as the advantage read 2k to Philippines throughout most of the map, with Sunny 666 and Suzuha L trade halfway in and a staring contest between OG-san and Botanic. Botanic blinked first with a quarter of the map left, and that was good enough for the Philippines as they found their way into the 5-3 lead with better combo and 200 count to offset half as good of a ratio as their opponents. Japan picked EX1 immediately, which was a comfortable win for them, all things considered, despite OG-san's requiring a caster curse to finally drop their FC.
I mean, unless your name is Kura, apparently.
Oh
no! Okay.
You had to say that.
That's me. That's on me. I'm sorry, Kura.
Out of LNs, Philippines reluctantly opted for Hybrid 2, and they immediately regretted it as Japan secured a 6k lead after a third of a map. Botanic's struggles with the middle section cut Japan's advantage in half, which promptly evaporated to nothing as both their players found misses with less than a quarter of the chart to go. Philippines, trailing by just 3 digits, had to wait even longer for the score to flip in their favor when OG-san traded with Suzuha L. The Filipinos were nearly in the promised land of match point with 3k to their name, but as no players in the lobby could survive the few final patterns, the marginally better accuracy and consistency of Japan prevailed, and thanks to no more than 1425 points, after 10 grueling maps played, the score read 5-5.
It's a miss right at the end. Japan just have to hold, and
Oh my god!
Japan, they will level things up. 5-5.
Having a choice between Rice 5, Hybrid 1, and EX3, Japan, to nobody's surprise and everyone's joy, picked Blocko ET, which they won convincingly by 54,000 with superior accuracy despite a few scary misses early on. Team Philippines chose EX3 as their only road to victory lead through 2 long and extremely hard hybrid charts. Suzuha L's early misses and accuracy drops gave away a 6k advantage, which only grew throughout the map as the tiebreakers seemed virtually inevitable.
And this might spell the end of regulation and into one deciding map for the Philippines and Japan. For history to be made, Japan will have to wait one more because we are going to a tiebreaker between the Philippines and Japan for a spot on the podium of this year's 7K World Cup.
Turns out, it takes a cybernetic superluminal apocalyptic post-war divination to separate Seed 3 from Seed 4 of the MWC 2025. A calm before the storm set upon the players, casters, and viewers alike as both teams gather the last bits of strength for the final map. OG-san, Sunny666, Suzuha L, and Botanic entered the map knowing that in 5 minutes, one team will be victorious. Botanic's early accuracy struggles and Sunny666 trading with Suzuha L resulted in a 3k lead for the Philippines, and that situation continued until the end of the first quarter, where Sunny666 chain misses evened things out. Only Suzuha L survived the opening patterns of the middle third of the map, but dropped shortly after, and a brief 3k lead for their team evaporated. Sunny666 found a rough patch yet again, and it was now Japan ahead by 3k and growing. Halfway in, with almost no combo to anyone's name, Japan's advantage was up to 8k, but that too did not last long when OG-san was the first to stabilize into the final third of the map. A quarter of the map away, with Botanic holding the highest combo and Japan ahead by 6k, for a brief moment it seemed like that might be it. Like the Japanese Great Wave prevailed over the Filipino Monsoon. Then, the thought of the deadly final patterns of the Great Equalizers started to sprout, and not long after it was mentioned in the commentary booth, we were all blessed with this undescribable moment to end what is an early candidate for the best OSU World Cup match of 2025.
And here we go. Ki section, Suzuha will find a miss. Botanic holding on to 2.5k combo. Their counterpart OG-san doing better than them though, as both Japan players will drop. Both Japan players finding misses, and this lead will actually find the Philippines!
Philippines is in the lead!
Sunny will actually find a miss though, and might go back to Japan, but Japan will find double misses again. It is just OG-san holding on to substantial combo, holding on to this lead, holding on to a grand finals win, but Philippines will just give it up. They might give it up to Japan as Sunny finds a miss. Trades in Suzuha, pretending misses again. How much time is there left in this map? Sunny will find another miss. Japan might have just done a little bit more than the Philippines had. We have had a whirlwind of a match, an absolute thunderstorm. Now let's by the end, we go to Japan. We will go to the Philippines. History will be made, but it will be made in the form of East Asian pride. Philippines 3 times in a row.
And with that, Team Philippines secures its third consecutive MWC 7K 2025 podium finish. The Pearl of the Orient now awaits their next opponent for a shot at a better finishing position. Massive props to Team Japan, who were just 101 points away from their best MWC 7K finish ever. We hope that this heartbreak lights a fire that surely propels them to greater heights next year.
The winners bracket final pitted the top 2 seeded teams of the World Cup against each other for a twice-to-beat advantage for next weekend's Grand Finals. Defending champions and number 1 seed South Korea are looking into continuing their run of dominance in this match. Number 2 seed China, on the other hand, will want to further their progress after returning to the podium by achieving at least 2nd place in this World Cup. South Korea made the unprecedented move to protect the EX Mixed Rice chart Curse Bloom, while China opted to protect the LN Inverse chart Reimei. The Chinese team took the EX Mini Tiebreaker Welkius out of play, and as what most people expected, the Koreans banned Agony. The match started with a very strong run for South Korea on Async, with reserve showing their capability in handling some of the most technical charting possible. China opted to play LN2, only to fall short by around 7,100 points, which meant that they trailed behind South Korea 2-0. The points for South Korea kept coming thanks to a really strong effort on their Protect EX1. Team China finally managed to score their first point after winning their own Protect. The said chart featured a really amazing 985,000 run from Satori. Seemingly unaffected by the conceded point, the Koreans secured point number 4 on Blocko ET, helped by a 991,000 run by Dresser. The next 2 charts, both OSU Originals, LN3 and Rise 2, went the way of the South Koreans as well, which put them in match point, and just a chart away from securing a top 3 finish. The Chinese did give us some signs of life on Horizon Blue, where they secured a point. The defending champions ended the match on Rise 1, with Reserve's 990,000 effort leading the final charge. Team South Korea enters the Grand Finals weekend with a twice-to-beat advantage. Team China, on the other hand, hope to repeat the same result they had during the semifinals weekend against a now resurging Philippines.
Thank you very much for tuning this round's recap. With the remaining teams for Grand Finals being South Korea, China, and the Philippines, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a very spicy discussion for the arrangement of the podium next weekend. But for now, we'll see you guys next time.